Good afternoon, welcome along to the Stade Raymond Kopa here in Angers. It's the 11th round of games already in France in this 2018-2019 season. My name is Armel Tanguy and I'll be bringing you Angers against Lyon this afternoon on a mild day with a cold wind blustering through in western France. Lyon looking to assure their defensive responsibilities after letting 2 leads slip in the Champions League at Hoffenheim on Wednesday. As for Angers, they're currently in 10th position. What they really need here is a win. And they've gone without one for the last 3 games. It's the second game of this 11th round of action. Last night there was a 1-1 draw between Nîmes and Saint-Etienne, which prevented Saint-Etienne from leapfrogging Lyon in the table. Of course, that giant clash in Marseille tomorrow evening, 9 PM French time. They host Paris Saint-Germain. 2 teams who didn't exactly have great weeks in Europe, hoping to straighten things up. In domestic terms, PSG well ahead in the league table, 8 points above Lille for the time being. Lyon, well, they sit 5th currently. A victory this evening would put them back in the top 3, at least until the later games. Angers inside the top 10, just. They have 12 points, like Rennes just below them. They were held to a draw last time out in Reims. Their defender and captain, Ismail Traoré, with his 3rd goal of the season, securing that point over in Champagne country. Bizarrely, he's their top scorer with 3 goals. They could really do with their strikers putting a little more effort in. Stefan Bauken, signed from Strasbourg in the summer, is yet to score at the Stade Raymond Kopa. Jeff Ren Adelaide there on your screens, brought in from Arsenal. Still just 20 years old, plenty of talent in his legs. But he's also yet to find the score sheet in an Angers shirt. Flavien Tate will return this afternoon alongside Bauken and Ren Adelaide in a 3-pronged attack for an Angers side who've won only 1 of their 6 games against Lyon since returning to the top flight 3 years ago. That victory came in the first meeting between the two back on the 5th of December 2015. It was also Lyon's final game at the Stade de Gerland, which was their home for 65 years and the place where they celebrated all their titles in the early 2000s. Angers certainly ruined the party then. But coming back to current times, Angers without a win in their last 3 games, although 2 of those were draws, so they're a difficult side to break down. Just 1 loss in their last 7. And 10 points, they match their total from this point last season. Let's have a look at how Stéphane Moulin will line up his 11 then this afternoon. Just the 1 change from the team he fielded over in Reims last weekend. That one I mentioned earlier, Flavien Tate coming in for Angelo Fulgini. Santa Maria, again, just in front of the defence, despite being signed from Tours a couple of years ago as a winger. Converted into a defensive midfielder by Stéphane Moulin. The pace of Ren Adelaide and Tate could certainly cause problems to Lyon, who have been a little overcome in the defensive sector recently. Bertrand Traoré, although he is their top scorer in Ligue 1 this season, has had the finger pointed at him to get back a little quicker and help out his fullbacks. It's Raphael and Marçal who come in this afternoon in those posts, replacing Mendy and Tete, who started in Germany in the Champions League. Tanguy Ndombele on your screens there. He scored his first Champions League goal this week in Hoffenheim. He had already scored in the Europa League last season, but he's yet to find the net in Ligue 1 after 45 appearances for Amiens and Lyon combined. Moussa Dembele, number 9, brought in from Celtic in the summer, has been involved in 4 of Lyon's last 6 goals in Ligue 1. He's got 3 in his last 3. He is a man in great form. He's got the eyes of a predator. He'll be looking to strike yet again here, which would take him level with Bertrand Traoré on 4 goals for the season. Not a bad run of form for Lyon. Their last Ligue 1 outing ended in a 2-0 victory at home to Nîmes last weekend. And Bruno Genesio has had to switch about a little following the Champions League exertions in midweek. 4 changes he's made to the side that started in Germany. Ferland Mendy, Kenny Tete, Martin Terrier and Memphis Depay all drop out of the starting 11, with Raphael, Marçal, Jordan Ferry making his first start of the season. His first start, in fact, since April. And of course, Moussa Dembélé, who didn't start in Germany, back in that front 3 made up of Traoré, Dembélé and Aouar. Plenty of creativity and goal threat in this Lyon side. Well, are looking to move above Montpellier into the top 3. They've taken just 4 points from their last 5 away games, so certainly no easy ride for them here this evening at the Stade Raymond Kopa. That last victory came in Dijon in week 7. For the hosts, well, they're without a win in 3, but they are hard to break down, as I've mentioned. They've lost just 1 of their last 7. And they'll be very pleased to see that Nabil Fekir is unavailable with an injury this afternoon. He's scored 3 goals in 4 appearances against today's hosts. So no doubt the fans here will be delighted to see that he is not lining up for Lyon. This is a fixture that usually brings a bit of bite to it. 4 of the last 5 meetings between Angers and Lyon didn't finish with 11 players on either side. 3 red cards for Angers and 1 for Lyon over the course of those last 5 games. And there's been a sending off in each of the last 3 meetings. See who that falls to today. For an Angers side whose last home win against Lyon in the top flight was back in 1993. It's a challenge for them. Lyon not exactly in full flow quite yet in the campaign, but they usually peak towards the end of the season. Can they get some sort of form going here this afternoon? Make it back-to-back victories after that win over Nîmes. Jordan Ferry there, making his first start as a man linked with Nîmes in January. Certainly he doesn't get much game time at Lyon these days, just 44 minutes so far this season. A big chance for him this afternoon then to prove he is still very much part of Bruno Genesio's plans. Despite Angers' solidity, they have only won 1 of their last 9 home games. That was on the 1st of September against Lille. Can they get the monkey off their back and get that victory today, or will it be Lyon's afternoon? Perhaps a little hungover still from that 3-3 draw in Hoffenheim on Wednesday in the Champions League. But they're back in action at this 5 p.m. kickoff French time here in Angers. It's week 11 of Ligue 1. Angers versus Lyon coming live within the next 3 minutes. No Memphis Depay, no Nabil Fekir for Lyon, but still plenty of attacking prowess to keep the Angers defence busy this afternoon. Angers defence, which has conceded 13 goals this season. Just 1 more than has been put past Anthony Lopez in the Lyon net. So just one change made by Stéphane Moulin to the team that he fielded during that 1-1 draw with Reims last weekend. Flavien Tate, man who has 3 assists and a goal to his name, comes in for Angelo Fulgini. They'll be looking to provide for Stefan Bauken, who's yet to score at the Stade Raymond Kopa since switching Strasbourg for Angers in the summer. Ismaël Traoré, the captain, at centre-back. He's the club's top scorer in the league this season. The Brazilian Marcelo filling in for Fekir, who injured, won't captain the Lyon side here in Angers. Get a shot inside the VAR room. Anthony Gauthier will be assisting the referee Rudy Bouquet over any contentious decisions. Well, as I mentioned, Lyon, they were in Champions League action on Wednesday, so 4 changes made by Bruno Genesio. Both wing-backs have been switched out, with Raphael and Marçal coming in for Mendy and Tete. Jordan Ferry makes his first start since April, having played just 44 minutes so far this season. And Moussa Dembélé starts up front, looking to continue his great form. He's got 3 goals in his last 3 games for Lyon. So do Lyon have the creativity, the prowess to get through this solid Angers defence? Or can Angers beat OL for the first time since late 2015? There is Bruno Genesio, Lyon coach, who has come under immense scrutiny since taking over back in December 2015. Played 171 matches for Lyon as a player. Mangani and Fulgini provide the threat on that Angers bench. Dembélé, who will be looking to put this game beyond doubt for Lyon. They've got plenty of talent on their bench too, notably Memphis Depay there in the centre of your shot. We're underway here at the Stade Raymond Kopa. Angers looking for their first victory over Lyon in just under 3 years. Oh well, the visitors this afternoon are hoping to move into the top 3, temporarily at least, with victory here this afternoon. They face a side who are difficult to break down, just 1 loss in their last 7 for the hosts. It's been a decent start to the season, but they do face a side here playing in Europe and not doing too badly either. Probably the best out of the teams representing France in the Champions League. Although they'll have been disappointed to leave Hoffenheim with just a point on Wednesday evening. They were leading twice in that game before it finished 3-3 at full time. Traoré, the top scorer in Ligue 1 for Lyon this season, finding Touzard, but he lost out. Possession with Angers for the first time since kick-off. Balken to Traoré, and described in today's L'Équipe, the French sporting newspaper, as the Sergio Ramos of Angers. He's due to his goal-scoring exploits in this early stages of the season. 3 goals already for him. On 10 games, not a bad return at all for the man who was recalled to the Ivorian national squad over the last international break. Monceau gets it back and charges towards that defence, well marshalled by Touzard. Three of Lyon's backline this afternoon are Brazilian. Jason Denayer, the Belgian, the only exception. He's already become something of a leader in that backline, Denayer. Despite the fact Marcelo is wearing the captain's armband this evening, it's been something that's been brought up in the press conferences during the week, that they've been giving opponents far too many chances. We know that this is a fixture that has produced goals in the past, and an early chance here perhaps for Angers with Jeff Adelaide across goal. No one had made the dart to the front post, and Anthony Lopez gathers the first cross of the afternoon. Ndombele given away. Adelaide again. Balkan down into the channel. He's got 3 men in the middle to aim at. It's poked on by Marcel. Again, Lopez catches with ease, but it's Angers who've started this one on the front foot. I was mentioning how many goals this fixture has produced in the past. It finished 3-3 here last season. The visitors were 3-1 up at the break. Marcelo sent off 5 minutes after the restart, and back came Angers through Karl Toko Ekambi and Ismail Traoré. Of course, it's worth pointing out that this season for them has been a bit of a difficult start. Karl Toko Ekambi was by far and away their best player last season. He moved on to Villarreal. His reward for his brilliant goal-scoring performances. Almost single-handedly kept them in Ligue 1, helped them finish 14th as Pierrick Capel gets past the defence here, and that is a fantastic save from Lopez. What a chance for Angers to take the lead, but what a save from Anthony Lopez. Great flick on from Ndoye, who rose as a giant. Capel probably should have done better with the finish. But hats off to Anthony Lopez. Fantastic effort. Already, this Lyon defence is looking a little fragile. Luca Touzard, the shield in front of the back line, if you like, said that there's a bit of a communication problem between them on Thursday morning. Certainly seemed that way when Sheikh Ndoye headed between the two centre-backs there for Capel to run onto. And Lyon just need to calm things down a bit, let themselves get into this game. Ndombele. Traoré's flick on finds Raphael, and Ndombele's continued his run, but he won't be reached by the pass. Great battling from Capel. Ferry. And linked with a move to Nîmes in January. Marçal back for Ferry. Behind the likes of Touzard, Aouar, Pap Sheikh. As the choices in central midfield. Touzard returning from suspension here this afternoon, following his sending off at the Parc des Princes in that 5-0 defeat that Lyon suffered prior to the international break. Scoreline that didn't really reflect the game in itself. It was a Kylian Mbappe show that sunk them. Angers on the attack again. Abdoulaye Bamba. Now Flavien Tay. Won't reach a black and white shirt. It was slowly making its way through the penalty area. Jordan Ferry had to come back and help out. But more like it. Raphael leading the way with a stern challenge there. Angers still putting the pressure on. I think the referee wants a word with the two big men. Sheikh and Doy and Marcelo throwing away the two tallest players on the pitch here at the Stade Raymond Kopa. There'll be an interesting physical battle at every set piece. Great battling from Santa Maria. This time he's through and he's earned the corner kick off Raphael, the first of the afternoon. This is very good from Angers in the opening 9 minutes. Large majority of play has been down in the attacking third for Angers. Can they capitalise on this early pressure? It's Flavien Tay with a corner. No one had made that run. Not fully cleared by Lyon though. Tay, beautiful touch onto Bamba. Sells Ferry a dummy, and the cross not quite the quality of the two touches that had preceded it. Angers have another corner. Difficult beginnings here for Lyon. Stats don't lie, only Toulouse have allowed opponents to shoot more times on their goal than Lyon in Ligue 1 this season. 147 shots they'd allowed prior to kick-off here, and already Angers testing them. It's a better corner from post. How has that stayed out? Stefan Balken off the post, and it just came so nicely for Anthony Lopez. Lyon already very lucky to still be level. Two fantastic chances for the host to take the lead inside 10.5 minutes of play. Their high pressing is causing the men in orange big problems. Dembele, saved by Boutel. Not quite clear though, and there's a man down for Angers. It's Vincent Mansour, the right back, in midfield to challenge Dembele. Perhaps a nasty fall on that left knee. Oh, you don't see that too often. Off the post, straight into Lopez's hands, as if someone had thrown it to him. Here come Angers again. Flavien Tay Ndoye is far post. And very nearly an own goal from Touzard, but it was a vital touch from him. Sheikh Ndoye was lurking. The ball was good from Tech, perhaps lacked a little bit of pace. Touzard returning, cleared any danger. Another corner kick though for Angers. And it's Baoken who stayed down following that tackle from Marcelo. It's rather late from the big Brazilian centre-back. He will be booked. First man whose name gets taken by Rudy Bouquet. Good advantage played by the referee though. What a save that was earlier on, that chance for Capel inside 7 minutes. Yet another corner then for Lyon to defend. Ismail Traoré, 3 goals this season. They've all come from set pieces. Santa Maria hits a goal and Lopez has to make yet another save. He will be livid with the defending so far. Marcelo forward to no one in particular. Very impressive start from Angers. The problem has been scoring goals though this season. To be perfectly honest, they've conceded 1 more than they've scored on their 10 games prior to this one. When your centre-back is your top goal scorer, it certainly tells a story. Jordan Ferry. Traoré turning away from Santa Maria. Now Marçal down the line for Aouar. Latest gem to come out of the Lyon Academy, Houssem Aouar, 20 years of age. Already plenty are calling for him to be included in Didier Deschamps' next France squad. There is of course a possibility that he could still play for Algeria as well. Certainly one that France won't want to let get away. Big part of the under-21s team. Denayer. Signed from Manchester City in the summer. Jason Denayer, the Belgian international. He couldn't find his colleague Dembele there. Again, Angers looked to break quickly, but that's what Ndombele does best. Uses his strength to break up opposition attacks. And he's earned the free kick somehow here too. Decent connection on that shot from Santa Maria. Just straight at Lopez, unfortunately, for Angers. Already 3 very good chances for the hosts. Stéphane Moulin will be very pleased with what he's seeing so far in his 305th game in charge of the club. Over in July 2011. An achievement in modern football to stay 7 years at the same club these days. Claviate. Mansour's ball in, too high for Baoken. Men in black and white are pushing, knocking on the door here. Getting a bit more joy by playing direct football than they are down the wings, but either way, Lyon have plenty to think about right now. In a bit of difficulty. Well, that's a surprising possession stat if I've ever seen one. Lyon monopolising the ball, not doing anything with it. It's a very effective use of the football by Angers in that case as we approach the 20th minute mark. Great turn from Ndombele, turning defence into attack with one touch and still going here. Marçal now for the cross. Well blocked by Marceau, and Lyon have to get back now because Ren Adelaide has plenty of pace. Down the line for Ndoye. Back into young Ren Adelaide. Shoots a goal, Lopez saves again. A very effective counter-attack. The end product not quite what Jeff Ren Adelaide had in mind. But again, it's Angers making all the attacking chances here. Traoré, Raphael, cleared away by Roman Thomas. Ndombele. What a bargain. 8 million euros they've bought in from Amiens for. Originally spent last season on loan. There was absolutely no doubt whether they were going to make that a permanent move or not. Of course, had that breakthrough game at the Parc des Princes where he clattered the crossbar. A very good game there again this season. He's got his work cut out this afternoon as Angers dart forward again. Laviante drawing Raphael across. Very well defended by the former Manchester United fullback, but his pass out is not quite as good at all. They've been relieved to see Bamba's cross. Jordan Ferry. Marcelo. There's not that much movement from the visitors right now. It's a little leggy. No 4 changes were made to the side that played in Hoffenheim. That's worked out nicely for Angers. Ndoye taken off his toes by Touzard. Marçal tried to play safe. And the throw in off big shake Ndoye. And it was so effective in Angers' first season back in the top flight in 2015-16. Was impossible to compete for a header with Sheikh Ndoye. He was the man that scored both goals when Lyon were beaten 2-0 in their final game at the Stade de Gerland. Angers' only win over Bruno Genesio's men since returning to the top flight. They operate on one of the smallest budgets in France, in the top flight at least. What a job they do with it. They've produced a number of exciting players they've been able to sell on for big money, none more so than Carl Tucker Ekambi last summer. It's poor from Raphael and Traoré, handing possession back easily to Angers. Touzard. Ferry onto Marsal. Aouar on the left this afternoon, a position it takes him a while to get involved in games from. He's extremely mobile, can play in just about any position in midfield or attack. But they're struggling to get him into this game, Houssam Aouar, and he's one of their most creative talents. Lyon, Bauken towards Ndoye, will come for Ren Adelaide. Trying to beat both Marsal and Ferry. He's got the ball back off Jordan Ferry. Has he earned the corner kick? He has. Good work from the 20-year-old. Capel back for Ren Adelaide. Playing at Marsal once more. Capel's ball in. And a very important touch from Marcelo. Bauken was lurking, unmarked just behind him. So many corners for Angers in these opening 25 minutes. One count, it's Capel. It's away at the front post by Traoré. Big men are still up though if Marceau can deliver. Capel will do so. Towards Ndoye, who gets his head to it, but couldn't direct it goalwards. That is to be considered a very good chance for the former Angers captain, who's returned to Western France after a spell in Birmingham. Lopez, Touzard, Marcelo. Long for Aouar. Again, unable to reach little number 8. Famous number at Lyon, of course. Lots of Corentin Tolisso, Clément Grenier, and of course, Juninho have worn that in the past. Bertrand Traoré now. Cross for Ndombele. Now Dembele. Well defended by Mansour, still on here for Lyon though. It comes to Traoré, and he scuffed it completely. Unlike Bertrand Traoré to waste that sort of chance. And that's a great take from Ludovic Boutel. First real sniff of danger for Lyon though. And it was a very good chance for Bertrand Traoré. Complete air shot from the Burkina Faso international. Still just 23 years old, of course, Bertrand Traoré. Already 17 Ligue 1 goals to his name, 18 goals in all competitions for him last season. He's a man whose talent has been well known for some time. He was one of many Chelsea loanees before signing for Lyon. 1st of July 2017. Cause for concern for Bruno Genesio so far. His team have shown very little in this opening half hour. FL goes over, no foul, says Rudy Bouquet. Bauken wanted that throw and taken quickly. Capel in space, finds Ren Adelaide as the rain gets a little heavier here. Cross come shot by Mansour, turned away. Now Santa Maria. Pressure on Traoré there. It's hailing now in Angers. An impressive storm brewing here. Way by Raphael. I remember it was similar sort of conditions in the 3-3 draw last season. Very heavy rain in the second half, notably. Pretty large hailstones as well, bouncing off Bamba's head there. Nicely done by Baptiste Santamaria. Now Flaviate. He'll shoot from here. It's a good effort too. Just a couple of inches over Anthony Lopez's crossbar. The Portuguese goalkeeper watched it all the way, knew it was going over, but a dangerous strike from range from Tate. Ndombele brought out that time by Pierrick Capel. The hail is beginning to settle on the pitch here at the Stade Raymond Kopa. You can hear it on the microphones too. And shaken Doy. It's not dampening Angers' spirits though. Now Mansour, poor ball into the middle. Bamba. Look how it's wet the pitch, the ball leaving a big trail when it's being passed along the floor now, as Ren Adelaide accelerates and is just about caught up by Fernando Marçal. That's a great shot. Ludovic Boutel having to cover his ears, becoming a little painful. On the basis of this first half hour, you wouldn't quite believe that it's the team in orange who are looking to get into third place with a victory here. They've been overpowered by Angers, who will be disappointed that they're not in the lead at this point. At least the hail has stopped. Bele didn't have many options there, tried to go alone. Easy enough for the home defence. There's the Ivorian, Ismail Traoré. Also, Doy was looking to turn, it ran for Bauken. Now Ren Adelaide has a bit of space and Bamba is motoring forward on this near side, not spotted. In fact, the hail has knocked over the inflatable chicken down on that far side where Lyon are about to take the throw in. He was standing proudly abreast prior to that little storm. Bertrand Traoré with the best chance of the afternoon so far for Lyon. He scored just 2 goals in his last 7 league outings. That was in the same game, both of those goals, the brace against Marseille in week 6. So he's still their top scorer in the league, but he's going through a bit of a dud patch. Bertrand Traoré. Denayer brings it forward from defence. Gets it back from Dembele. Now Ndombele. Now what? Finally, Lyon slowing the game down a bit, just finding each other with some passes. Something they've been needing to do for the past half an hour to stop Angers mounting their relentless attacks. Aouar is through, gets it back from Dembele, who drew the foul as he poked back towards Houssam Aouar. And one of the first times we've seen Lyon's number 8 involved here in the build-up play this afternoon. He almost got through on goal, and a free kick awarded as a result of his movement. It was a nasty challenge on Dembele. And Traoré is actually being sent off. I missed that completely. Angers down to 10 men. It certainly didn't look very nice in the replay. Oh, it's an awful challenge. And that is a merited red card for Angers' top scorer, captain and defensive rock, Ismail Traoré. And suddenly their positive start doesn't look quite so interesting anymore. And for the 4th game in a row between these two, a player has been sent off. It's Ismail Traoré who walks 10 minutes before half-time. Great little touch through from Dembele, and that is a potentially leg-breaking challenge. Dembele is back to his feet, and well, that will certainly need a fair bit of ice this evening. He's very fortunate to be able to continue here, Moussa Dembele, man who scored 51 goals in 94 appearances for Celtic, grimacing, understandably. A very decent chance from the set piece here, though, as the giant Croatian Mateo Pavlovic comes on to fill the hole left at the back by Ismail Traoré's sending off. And poor Flavien Tate, who would have been licking his lips after the way Angers began this match, darting forward on the wings. He is the man sacrificed for Angers to keep some defensive stability for the 55 minutes of play that remain. Final few words from the assistant coach Serge Ledize. On comes Pavlovic. His first task will be to help Angers defend this free kick, which Aouar will take. It's low, and straight into the arms of Boutel. How will they cope with 10 men, Angers? Certainly, I don't think we'll see the same sort of attacking verve that we were treated to in the opening half hour. That will perhaps be the turning point in this game, just like Marcelo's sending off just after half-time was in this fixture last season. It was Flavien Tate who was sent off in Lyon in January when these sides drew 1-1. Dembele couldn't get it on target. Difficult one on the turn, under pressure from Monceau. And it should have been a corner. Jordan Ferry trying to slide through Traoré, decent ball from him. Ren Adelaide comes out on top and does very well to get through 3 Lyon players. Angers take the free kick quickly. Capel is ahead of Ren Adelaide, who is fouled by Ndombele. And another free kick, the 20-year-old. And a yellow card has been shown by Rudy Bouquet to Abdoulaye Bamba, I think. Or was it Pavlovic? It's Mateo Pavlovic, freshly on the pitch. Booked, no doubt, for his reaction following that foul from Tanguy Ndombele. And as is often the case between these two sides, the temperature is constantly rising on the pitch. So a booking and a talking to for the Croatian. But it is Angers' free kick. Nice distance from goal again. Decent chance to get it over the wall and back down again. Abdoulaye Bamba is also providing a wide option on this near side. He hasn't been spotted yet by the Lyon defence. Oh, Ken. Not interested, he goes for goal, it's not far away either. On the 26-year-old Cameroonian forward. Just too much lift on it. Still looking for his first goal at the Stade Raymond Kopa, Boaken. He's done very well, pressuring Marcelo into the mistake there. Brazilian saved by his goalkeeper. Boaken again on the ball. This time stopped by Marcelo. Momentum still with the home side, despite the captain Ismail Traoré being sent off 5 minutes ago. Ndombele past Ndoye, feeding Aouar. Dembele to his left, here is Moussa Dembele. Marçal, the Angers block, getting back well. Raphael. Now Jordan Ferry, back out for Raphael. Well defended by Ren Adelaide, showing he's capable in that department too. Fernando Marçal into Touzard. Raphael, good possession this for Lyon. Slowly building towards the Angers goal, and that was just a little overhit from Bertrand Traoré. Suddenly, all of Angers' players back in their own half, something that looked very unlikely the way this game began. Marçal. Now Aouar will run onto it. There Cleverly done by Tanguy Ndombele. Back for Aouar. Now Marçal, who can deliver a good cross. That one is deflected. And the youth and experience of Ren Adelaide means he tries to dribble out of his own box and is very fortunate to see Traoré slip. This time he has more success. Bamba back for Ren Adelaide. Throw in to Angers. Another poor bit of execution from Bertrand Traoré. Secondoy. And finds Pierrick Capel ahead of him. Here's Jordan Ferry, product of the Lyon Academy. And again, a breakdown in communication from a Lyon point of view. Touzard and Marçal failing to work out who that pass was for. Top by Mansour, but no one there. That's the problem. Every ball we've seen played forward since Traoré's sending off has found the space behind that Lyon defence, but no one's been running onto it. The shape of this game is changed, that is certain. Great disappointment for Stéphane Moulin and Angers, who, having seen what they were capable of against this Lyon side, will be so disappointed to find themselves a man down inside the first half. It's Marçal, the former Guingamp man, spent a season in Brittany on loan from Benfica, where he was one of Ligue 1's top assist providers. Quite rediscovered that form since signing for Lyon. In and out of the team, of course, with Ferland Mendy, I think it's fair to say the first choice these days. He's done well to keep the ball in on that occasion, and Aouar blocked off by Vincent Mansour. Free kick Lyon. 30 seconds into the 3 minutes of added time at the end of this first period. A goalless scoreline. Certainly one that is more reason to smile for Lyon than it is for Angers. Traoré will deliver, left-footed, curling away from goal. Away by Pavlovic, and it's fallen nicely to Bauken. Capel, nicely worked this, it's Vincent Mansour for Angers. Capel speeding ahead in front of him. Goes straight away for Bauken, who brings it down. And had he been able to touch that back for Ren Adelaide, a real chance could have appeared for Angers. They'll have to rely on those breakaways now, since that sending off. Jordan Ferry for Lyon. Now Traoré. Ndombele, always so aware of what's going on around him. Like he's got eyes in the back of his head, and to twin that with his power and precision passing. He really is one of the best midfielders in the league right now. Almost picked out Bertrand Traoré's run there. Made his international debut for France at Guingamp against Iceland a couple of weeks ago. Man who spent 4 years at Guingamp as a teenager. Now to Marçal, last chance of the first period. No time for that. 0-0 at the break. Angers down to 10 men following Ismaël Traoré's red card 10 minutes ago. But the headlines will be all the chances that Angers had in the first 15 minutes, all the saves that Anthony Lopez had to make, and certainly from a Lyon point of view, how poor they've been in this first period. Might we see Memphis Depay to give them a little more creativity and idea going forward? Certainly something has to change. It hasn't been working so far for OL. And we'll hear now Romain Thomas.
Ouais, c'est dommage, c'est ce qui manque, l'efficacité.
It's a shame that we're not ahead. We're missing that goal-scoring touch. It was the same last weekend at Reims, and now that we're a man short, we're going to suffer, that's for sure. But we'll continue playing. We believe we can score.
Oui, de toute façon, maintenant, avec une équipe qui a comme ça la maîtrise du jeu.
Well, now that Lyon have got the ball, we've got to stay solid, make sure everyone knows their position, and then try and break away and score the goal. But we know that we've got big attackers in front of us, and we have to be careful with them. Well, I'm not sure we'll get a Lyon player on the microphone at half-time. They will certainly have plenty to be digested after that first period. Bruno Genesio will not be a happy man. Somehow they managed to dominate in terms of possession, but do very little with it. Just 4 shots to Angers' 10 already, but you can see where Angers' problems lie. Just 2 of those on target. And if I'm not mistaken, those 2 were fairly easily saved by Anthony Lopez, bar that early Pierrick Capel effort, which we will see now. He should have done more, but that trailing leg from Lopez, so vital in keeping Angers out. That first effort for Lyon, Dembélé on goal, but very easily saved for Boutel. And the work of Baoken, almost giving Sheikh Ndoye the chance to finish, but Luka Touzard returned very quickly. Santa Maria with the long distance effort saved by Lopez after a quarter of an hour. Surprised we haven't seen the header that came off the post and into Lopez's arms in this highlights reel, but there were so many Angers chances that whoever makes the reel had to decide which ones they would put in. Jeffren Adelaide's efforts making the cut. Then this golden opportunity for Traoré, completely fluffed. Big chance for Lyon. And then that red card for Traoré. Didn't look like much at first, but it was a very nasty challenge. Traoré sent off 10 minutes before half-time. And that is where we leave you for the time being. We'll take a little break ourselves and be back in 10 minutes or so with all the action from the second half. Welcome back to the Stade Raymond Copper here in Angers. 0-0 at the break between Angers and Lyon. And certainly, after the start they made to the first half, those Lyon players encouraged to come out early and get their legs warm. They'll be disappointed to see the hosts doing the same. This should be an interesting second half. Angers down to 10 men following Ismail Traoré sending off 10 minutes before the break. They were the better side throughout. How will they soak up the pressure now that they are a man short, having lost their captain? Rudy Bouquet trying to stop the warm-ups to get the game going again. Back underway then in this Week 11 encounter between Angers and Lyon. Goalless after the first half. But one major incident. Ismail Traoré's red card. Following a host of chances for Angers that were either put wide or terrifically saved by Anthony Lopez, who so far has been by miles Lyon's best player. Jason Denayer. Raoult, someone who Lyon should really be looking to get into the game a little more. It appears he's moved a little more central to begin this second half after playing the first period on the left wing. There's Jordan Ferry, chance to cross towards Ndombele. Pavlovic and all of his 2 meters or so, reaching that first. Again, Ren Adelaide trying to dribble his way out of defence, giving it back to Lyon. Raphael offside. And immediately, different to the first half, it's Lyon on the front foot. That numerical advantage will certainly put plenty of pressure on the Angers defence, and with Memphis Depay warming up, that can only be bad news. Of course, no Nabil Fekir, the Lyon captain, out injured this afternoon. It's relief for Angers. Fekir scored 3 goals in his 4 appearances against the Western club. Those of you that can't locate Angers on a map, it's not too far away from Nantes, out towards the Breton arm of France. Capel's free kick is a good one. Ndoye rising highest, and Lopez claiming as the ball came down with snow on it. Jordan Ferry. Raphael supporting the attack, but not finding a teammate, and Ndoye finding Santa Maria. That's a good ball out towards Bauken, who's I was going to say holding the ball up very well, but he gives it away on that particular occasion. And now Lyon have all of their players inside the Angers half, bar Anthony Lopez temporarily, Marcelo and Denayer retreat. Bertrand Traoré, who completely missed the ball when he was given a golden opportunity to put Lyon ahead inside the opening half hour. Touzard. Not his greatest pass. So far, so good defensively for Angers, who've conceded 2 or more goals in 4 of their last 5 Ligue 1 games against Lyon. Noel have failed to score in 2 of their last 4 away games in the league. Their previous 21 away games, they'd only failed to score in 2. Certainly a rough patch on the road at the moment, despite having beaten Manchester City in Manchester in the Champions League earlier this season. I feel it's the sort of game where the manager has to find a solution. His setup in the first half was clearly not doing the trick. Aouar. Dembele on the move ahead of him, and Marceau winning the ball back in front of Tanguy Ndombele. Aouar with a nutmeg finding Ferry. Bertrand Traoré inside to Ferry once more. Raphael's cross. Dembele will let it run for Ndombele. And very well held up by Vincent Marceau. The crowd appreciate that one. Managed to wriggle his way through. It's pulled back. Nobody waiting though. And it could lead a counter-attack for Angers. Jeff Ren-Adelaide. Very well tackled by Raphael. And Houssem Aouar upended. Free kick for Lyon, who have started this second half showing their intentions much, much better already. Traoré running at Bamba. Back it goes for Ferry. Defensive block staying very solid for the moment for the home side, who are under siege. And again, Marceau makes a very clean challenge off the heels of Capel. Lyon will come again. They haven't kept a clean sheet for 4 games in the league now. They've got just under 40 minutes to try and hold out against one of France's best attacking lines. Raphael into Ferry. Across, Aouar couldn't quite reach it. The pattern of the second half is being drawn right now. Ndombele switches play. Ferry with a bit of room to get his head up and pick out the cross. It was towards Dembele, but it was headed away by Romain Thomas. Problem for Fernando Marçal following that coming together with Balken. Nice turn from Dembele to get away from 3 black and white shirts. Been disappointed that no one had made the run from midfield. Marçal back on the pitch following that instant of treatment. Jordan Ferry out wide for Bertrand Traoré. Ferry's ball in. Frédéric Boutel there to claim. 35-year-old goalkeeper who, like Sheikh Ndoye, was with Angers when they were promoted in 2015 and then left before returning. He went to play in Belgium with Club Brugge, where he got some Champions League experience, and that might come in handy as he'll now have to face Memphis Depay. On comes the Dutchman. 40 minutes or so. Jordan Ferry doubles his game time for the season with those 54 minutes. Memphis Depay, a man who's impressed Gigi Buffon more than any other player since the Italians' arrival in Ligue 1. Looked a little bit asleep there as the ball was played towards him, and Ndoye comes away with it. Good running from the Senegalese giant. Ndombele looking forward. Raphael. Depay spotted the run of Raphael and he's picked him out very nicely. Raphael cuts in and looks for Traoré. Very clean challenge coming in from Ndoye. That's not quite so clean from Marcelo on Ren Adelaide. Yellow card, and Marcelo, oh, it was Ndombele, fortunately for Lyon. Marcelo would have been off. Cynical challenge from the French international. That just gives the black and white defence a bit of respite. Perhaps a chance here. The first time in this second half we've seen more than just 2 black and white shirts forward for Angers. Ren Adelaide loses out, just dawdling on the ball. Ndombele, brilliant in keeping the ball moving. Taken out by Sheikh Ndoye. He always manages to reach those trailing balls before his opponent, Tanguy Ndombele. Saw him provoke the sending off at the Parc des Princes prior to the international break of Presnel Kimpembe. Similar sort of burst to the one we just saw that ended in a foul against Sheikh Ndoye. Down goes Ren Adelaide under the challenge from Raphael. Doing well, the youngster. Just needs to be a little quicker in his decision-making. Certainly his pace and his determination are doing the 10 men of Angers a world of good right now in trying to get the ball clear from their defensive sector. Marcelo marshalling that one away from beIN. Aouar away from Capel. Into Traoré. Now Depay. Marçal wanted it, Depay decided to hold on to the ball. He went for the direct route to Dembélé, it didn't quite work out. Angers will be a little frustrated that the flag has gone up against Moussa Dembélé there. Renan Adelaide was running at the defence. Doing with the flick on. beIN closing down Lopez. That was not the greatest of back passes from Jason Denayer. And it's those sort of moments that a game like this can really turn on. Aouar keeps it in. Chance here for Lyon perhaps. Depay and Dembélé in the middle. Here is Memphis Depay back for Aouar with a slick back heel. And Dembélé takes over. And Abdoulaye Bamba doing brilliantly for Angers to intercept the pass to Traoré. Now Capel. Haven't seen too much of him in the second half. That's a good ball. Had to be cut out by Marcelo. Foul eventually given. It is Santa Maria just pushing Ndombele to the floor. Great work that from Depay and Aouar. Certainly with 5 shirts up there, Lyon should have done more with it though. Room for Marçal to swing one in, cleared away by Pavlovic and fell very nicely for Mansour. Doy holds it up very well. As does beIN. Angers exiting the defensive zone with real efficiency on that occasion. Half an hour to go here at the Stade Raymond Kopa. Here's Houssam Aouar. Marçal. Depay lets it run. Almost slipped over there, but held his footing well, and he's found Aouar. And Ndombele. Raphael. A deep cross towards Dembélé and a very important touch from Boutel, but it's not away, and it's nodded in by Houssam Aouar. And what looked like a vital interception from Ludovic Boutel. Saw him stranded, and Houssam Aouar took full advantage with a close range header. Credit to Depay. A quick bit of thinking to hook it back across. Aouar has his 3rd league goal of the season. And after suffering a storm in the first half, Lyon are now ahead. Angelo Fulgini, the French under-21 international, is readying himself for the hosts after that goal. And he will replace Pierrick Capel. Decision to go for the youth rather than the experience in these final stages. The last 25 minutes or so. Adelaide and Fulgini, more impulsive players, more likely to beat their respective wing-backs. And the way Angers are having to set up a man short, I think it is that explosivity, that unpredictability that Stéphane Moulin will be hoping for in Fulgini, the man who's just come on, and of course Ren Adelaide, who we've seen play a big part so far this afternoon. It's come for Dembele, and that is a good save from Ludovic Boutel. Nicely done by Baoken. First touch for Fulgini. Not quite yet. Taken off his toes by Marçal, and here come Lyon again. Aouar pokes on through towards Depay. Certainly still hope for Angers. We saw the fragilities present in this Lyon side in the first half. We feel very hard done by. Dembele. That's it back from Aouar. Trying to be a bit too cute with that pass forward. Angelo Fulgini had to be careful there. He has it back. Shaken Doy. Baoken. Good link-up play this. Been impressed with the way Angers moved the ball out from defence, especially since they've gone down to 10 men. Baoken and Ndoye very effective with their backs to goal. Thomas forced all the way back to his goalkeeper, Ludovic Boutel. He puts the ball out of play. It's Sharon Doy who's gone down injured here, holding his hamstring. It looks like he just gets a dead leg almost from Marcelo as they rose for that header. Boutel did to end. Mansour, who's looking for Ndoye, who perhaps may have made it had he not taken that knock. Great ball anyway. And it's proof that those chances are still there for Angers. Aouar, great first touch. Inside Mansour, back outside Mansour. Is that a penalty? No one following up Marçal's cross. Aouar convinced he deserved the spot kick for his efforts. Angers getting away with it. Inside, outside. There was contact, I think, but perhaps not enough. Maybe Aouar was already going over. It's Rudy Bouquet's judgment that matters anyway. Mansour crosses in, away by Denayer. Ren Adelaide. Mansour back for Ren Adelaide. is hoisted towards the back post, too high for anyone in black and white. Memphis Depay. He'll run here if you invite him to. He's found Moussa Dembele, too onside. And Moussa Dembele is a lethal forward at the moment. That's 4 in 4 for the man signed from Celtic in the summer. He's proving an instant hit with those travelling fans. Hints of offside. It will no doubt be reviewed as we speak in the VAR room. But the goal stands. Depay with the assist. Moussa Dembele with the goal. He is 4th in the league this season. And it's Angers 0, Lyon 2. But it will be reviewed. In fact, no, it's been chalked off. Moussa Dembele's goal will not stand. He was offside. He's denied a 4th goal in 4 games. Well, confusion here at the Stade Raymond Kopa. Nobody particularly sure exactly what's going on. A member of the Angers bench, I think, has been sent to the stands. The important thing for the home side is it remains 1-0 rather than the 2 that they thought it was a few seconds ago when Dembele found the bottom corner. A combination of Depay and Dembele can do damage to any team. It really does look sharp, Dembele. Strong, athletic player and a real eye for goal. Aouar taking over brilliantly and accelerating towards goal. Outside of the boot towards Depay, who was just caught out there. Now Touzard keeps Lyon on the move with Raphael. Depay. Also a rapper in his free time, Memphis Depay. Released a single in the summer. Fortunately, doesn't distract him too much from his footballing duties. He's been very impressive in a Lyon shirt. After that rather iffy period at Manchester United. And Ndombele just changing gear. He had to be stopped strongly by Bamba. Great first touch from Ren Adelaide. Surely a yellow card for Fernando Marçal there. It is indeed. And he'd been beaten by that first touch. He simply had to bring him down to stop any chance of the attack materialising. Pavlovic. Really haven't seen much of the ball in this second half. And again beaten in the air by Marçal. It's Aouar with the ball at feet. Ndombele. Able to capitalise on that error from Jason Denayer, who's been a little shaky this evening. Ball back pass to Lopez early in the second half, and a few passes just given away like we saw there. Certainly not a vintage OL defence. Dembele on the attack for Lyon, taken quickly. He now are looking to link up with one-touch passing. Dembele has it back. And Aouar will profit. Had it not been for the whistle going against Moussa Dembele, rather harshly in my opinion. It's a little silly, a little red-blooded from Ludovic Boutel. Trying to make a point by kicking the ball against Moussa Dembele. He got out of the way very well, the Lyon man. And possession, which isn't always a guarantee for Angers, just given away very quickly there. Will Angers to their first defeat in 3 games. And if Shaken Doid can do anything about it. Bamba, brilliantly done. Fulgini, who hasn't really had a run at the defence since coming on. It's not the sort of ball he's been brought on to play. Well, with 10 points to their name, Angers matched their total from this period last season. They went on to finish 14th last year. Certainly a finish that would please Stéphane Moulin to achieve this year. Not quite the same force they were in the first 6 months when they returned to Ligue 1, when they finished 2015 in 2nd place ahead of the winter break. That really was some achievement from Stéphane Moulin's men. Shaken Doid was an impossible force to be reckoned with back then. He has lost a bit of influence, but he will do everything he can in these final 13.5 minutes to help Angers draw level. And a point which, on the basis of the first half, it's fair to say they deserve. Marçal, chance to cross, it's good as well to Dembele. Should have hit the target. Stefan Bauken's races run, and he's replaced by Christian Lopez, a man who was brought in from Ligue 2 Lens in the summer. He comes on for just his 3rd league appearance in an Angers shirt. Where's number 9? Can he finish like a number 9? Love the chance to anyway. Here's a man we know can finish. Dembele finding Touzard. Adelaide still having the energy to press on his own. And well played by Bamba. First touch for Christian Lopez. Should have perhaps played it forwards, but Angers still have it with Ndoye. No support on the near side, so it's with Mansour. Romain Thomas carrying it forwards. Fulgini on the move ahead of him. It was Telegraph pass, really. Raphael there to sweep up. Missed by Bamba. Will that be costly for Angers? Deadline's ball well cut out by Marceau. Pavlovic forwards, and was there an arm raised by Raphael? Fulgini went down. Free kick has been given against the Brazilian. He's not happy about it, but he gets away without the yellow card. Let's have another look. There was a body check there. Off the ball. A fair decision. As we approach the final 10 minutes, Angers have their first set piece in a dangerous position. Minus their top scorer, Ismail Traoré, sent off in the first half. Who tends to be the difference from this sort of position. What can they do? It's towards Ndoye. It might drop for Ndoye. And still, Marcelo clearing eventually. Santa Maria with the header. And Adelaide being held, but managing to find his teammate as Martin Terrier readies himself to come on for Lyon. Strength of Ndombele really is a sight to behold, and his pressing forcing the mistake. Brilliant midfield play from Lyon's number 28. Bertrand Traoré disappointed with his performance this afternoon. But the only member of the front line to have started both on Wednesday and today makes way with 10 minutes to go to be replaced by Martin Terrier, but he won't go without making a fuss of it. Abdoulaye Bamba just trying to hurry him up, and Bertrand Traoré took exception to it. Yellow card for Traoré. Not a happy bunny. Wasted a golden opportunity in the first half. That's no doubt still playing on his mind as he makes way for Terrier. He couldn't really get off any slower if he tried. So play resumes with the Lyon throw-in on the near side, cut out by Marceau. Immediately Terrier has a touch. Scored here last season with Strasbourg, Martin Terrier. Making a bit of a jester of Moussa Dembele. Payback perhaps after that incident where he tried to kick a free kick at Lyon's number 9. He got out of the way rather cheekily. Just over 7 minutes to go. Will Lyon hold on for an away win, which is not a straightforward thing this season for them? It would just be their second of the campaign. Ndoye wins the first header. Christian Lopez goes for the second. It's not clear yet. Sheikh Ndoye in there. And forced another throw in a dangerous position, have Angers. And there's no doubt whose head they'll be looking for once again. Well, that man. This time he can't reach it. And it's not quite clear until Terrier fires it way down for Ludovic Boutel. a win from Endoy, couldn't quite move it on towards Marceau though. Is there an arm raise there by Houssam Aouar? Certainly wasn't going to win the header against Endoy, so perhaps just raised an arm to put him off. Rudy Bouquet not particularly impressed. Aouar not a dirty player at all. Bases his game on Andres Iniesta. He really does a good job of mimicking former Barcelona midfielder. Foul here given against Christian Lopez, the late substitute. And yellow cards galore being given here. Lopez, the latest man to go into Rudy Bouquet's book. There was an arm up in Denaya's face, to be fair. Yellow cards for Lyon now, 2 for Angers, red card for the home side as well. Marçal, run for Ndombele, now Touzard. Back out wide, this time it's Aouar who prepares the ball. Depay pokes it home, but the offside flag had gone up against Aouar well before. Lyon find the net for a third time this evening, but it remains 1-0. That one didn't look anything like as clear as Dembele's effort that was ruled out earlier. Great work from Ren Adelaide, still going. But it is so difficult to get past Tanguy Ndombele. Finding that out the hard way, the young Angers man. Now Moussa Dembele in a foot race with Pavlovic. It's a no contest here. Off to Depay. He finds the back of the net. And Lyon have put the game to bed. Unselfish play from Lyon's number 9. And their persistence rewarded. They go 2-0 up thanks to Memphis Depay's 3rd goal of the season. The minute that Pavlovic was facing a foot race against Dembele, you knew there was trouble. And the pass across was an unexpected one. Depay simply had to find the net, and he did so. Angers 0, Lyon 2. Face of resignation on the Angers bench. Stéphane Moulin will certainly feel this game could have been oh so different had he not lost his captain. Sent off 10 minutes before the half-time whistle was blown for a foul on Moussa Dembele. How Angers dominated that first half prior to that. And they now find themselves 2 goals down with 2.5 minutes to play. Shaken Doy. Christian Lopez in the middle. That's a good ball towards him as well. And a very good header from Christian Lopez. Barely a minute after Memphis Depay put Lyon 2 up. Angers have one back. And it's Lopez's first goal for Angers. He came on just over 5 minutes ago to replace Stefan Baoken. And he's made his impact. Heading in past Lopez into the bottom corner. Angers 1, Lyon 2. Is there hope in this one yet? Oh, no doubt. Angers will try and throw as many bodies forward. The momentum may just have swung. We would have thought that that was the game dead and buried, as did I. But apparently not. Stade Raymond Kopa has been awoken. Gini had time to bring it down, no one told him. Santa Maria instead brings down Tanguy Ndombele. Aouar watching this one over his shoulder. Marsal into Dembele. Depay let it run, and Tellier sort of swung at it and put it well wide in the end. Good chance, that. Poor finish. Ndoye wins his battle, and it's broken for Ren Adelaide. We know he can get past a man, and he's done just that. And corner kick as the clock strikes 90. Angers on the attack again in search of an equaliser, and now have 4 minutes to try and find it. The crowd loving the late drama. Fulgini's corner, headed away by Aouar. Back it comes to Angers' number 10, past his man and in. This time it's Dembele who gets it clear. Raphael holding play up. It promises to be a feisty encounter every time Angers and Lyon meet, just on the disciplinary record of past games, and it certainly lived up to its billing. With 6 yellow cards, 1 red card, and a number of contentious decisions, and that, quite frankly, is stupid from Marcelo. Scissor kicking it behind for a corner kick in added time. If that costs his team 2 points, he will really look a bit of a fool. Fulgini's corner. Romain Thomas was in there. Pavlovic with the acrobatic efforts. Rather hopeful from the centre-back to try and score with a bicycle kick. Not exactly Gareth Bale-esque. Approaching the midway point in the added time then, and it's a nice surprise at the end of this game to have a bit of drama. Gini couldn't get the ball off Aouar. Now Dembele, who's been hugely influential for Lyon this afternoon. Well played Santa Maria to stop that one going out for a corner. Ndombele spotted the run of Aouar, who is onside. Dembele left it. Houssam Aouar tried to pull it back for a teammate, cut out by Bamba. And unfortunately for Angers, he couldn't keep his ball forward in play. Santa Maria. Fulgini gets it off Ren Adelaide, but Raphael, who is on a yellow card, could be in trouble here. Apologies, he's one of the few Lyon players who actually isn't on a yellow card. He is now. Only one member of the Lyon backline has escaped without a booking from Rudy Bouquet. Last chance saloon then. Fulgini floats it in towards Ndoye, who wins his battle. But Denier getting it clear. Is there one more run forward for Lyon in this? Depay checks his run. Onside, facing Fulgini. Depay goes for goal, well blocked by the Angers man. Now look to counter again. Ndoye onside, found by Pavlovic, and that shot screaming out with tiredness over the bar from Sheikh Ndoye. But what an end to this game, what a treat. Angers have played their part in an entertaining afternoon. Unfortunately for them, despite their brilliant start, are going to fall to a loss as the final whistle blows. It is confirmed, a 2-1 victory. The second on the road this season for Lyon. Goals from Houssama Aouar and Memphis Depay. Enough to take the 3 points back to the Rhone Valley. A late goal from Christian Lopez, his first for Angers. Sparked real hope in the stands at the Stade Raymond Kopa, but that's first half sending off for Ismaël Traoré, the Angers captain. Really the turning point in the game, and you can see how disappointed the Angers players are. Their performance when it was 11 against 11 would have no doubt ended up in a win. Well, that's just football, isn't it? Lyon eventually showing the quality when they were a man up after that sending off. Houssama Aouar, Tanguy Ndombele and Moussa Dembélé playing big parts, all three young French players who really are pushing on this season, taking big strides, and it is their performances that have earned Lyon the win today. And we'll hear now from a member of the defeated side, Vincent Manceau.
Vincent, on a vu une équipe de Angers manquer cruellement de...
Elle a manqué d'efficacité dans les deux surfaces ce soir. Voilà, en première mi-temps, on doit mener au score.
Well, unfortunately for us, we were not good enough in either box. We've really got to work on that, especially going forward. But of course, 10 against 11 for a whole half, it was difficult. I think we can keep our heads high, considering we got that goal late on. We've got to continue in this dynamic despite the result. We need a bit more luck, to be honest. We need to be a bit more efficient finishing. But they will continue, Angers. A good performance here this evening, or this afternoon rather. That man Anthony Lopez certainly played his part in the result with the numerous saves he made, as it wasn't just the hail coming down on his goal, but also Angers' shots. Look at that, 15 efforts they had, and they managed to lose the game. That is a lack of efficiency, certainly, but you'd have to feel for them. Lyon just more efficient, leave Western France with all 3 points, thanks to Memphis Depay's winner, the difference in the end. Lopez disappointed, no doubt, to have been beaten by that late Christian Lopez header. A very good header too at that for his first Angers goal. And it is Lopez that we will now hear from.
Oui, Anto, merci d'être avec nous. Anto, je te connais. Je sais déjà que tu n'es pas content d'avoir pris le but, et je sais que le fait d'avoir souffert jusqu'à la fin, ça te contrarie.
Ouais, ça me contrarie parce que voilà,
well, fair to say that Lopez not best happy to have conceded, and even more unhappy to have been under pressure all evening long, considering his team were a man up. Of course, the 3 points are important, but Lyon would have liked to have come out of this game with
Est-ce que tu peux nous parler un peu de
more
cette parade
assurance.
parce que tu as quand même été grand artisan ce soir de la victoire lyonnaise.
Ouais, il y a eu quelques situations chaudes devant
Well,
le
I
but.
had to
Après,
make
voilà,
a
j'ai essayé de faire
few
un travail de
saves in the
la
first
meilleure
half.
possible.
They were
Ah, ça m'a souri en première période, j'ai rien fait
important
cette
in the end. I'm pleased to have made those saves, but
d'avoir pris les 3 points à l'extérieur et
we'll just have to content ourselves with the 3 points. It's not a performance that we'll use as a reference. Here's a look at how Lyon earned the win, and Memphis Depay, the second half substitute, playing a part in both the goals, making the first and scoring the second. That's what you call an impact substitution. He really is red hot at the moment, Memphis Depay. But he can stop his colleagues rather, conceding that late header from Christian Lopez. 2-1, the final score at the Stade Raymond Kopa. Let's have a look at where that leaves everything then. Reminder that there are 5 games at 8 p.m. French time this evening and 3 games tomorrow, including Le Classique, Marseille against PSG at 9 p.m. French time. So, if my calculations are correct, Lyon should now be inside the top 3, although both Montpellier and Marseille could hop back ahead of them with respective draws even in their clashes this weekend. Angers remain in 10th place. Again, for the time being, they'll certainly be overtaken over the course of the weekend. Well, from us at the Stade Raymond Cup, that's just about all we've got time for. I've been Armel Tanguy. Thank you for joining me, and see you again soon. Bye-bye.